G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning up in the north of the map, it is Fitzbro, and he's going to be playing on the deli today. His opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map, it is going to be Grit Bear, and he is playing the Mongols for us towards the south side of the map. Now, this map that we are playing on is, of course, Highview. If you're not familiar with this map, it is known for its very, very large stealth forests. You can see it over on the mini-map. If you look down here, all of that lighter shade, that is all going to be stealth forest. So let's talk a little bit about how we expect these two players to match up against each other here. Typically on a map like this, you would expect to see civilizations like the Rus. You would expect to see them. They are very, very strong on this map, but both players looking out for different civilizations. So Grit Bear going to be opening up with an Uvu, and obviously got the town center out, plenty of villagers out here. We'll have to see exactly what he decides to get up to, whether he looks to go aggressive in age 1 or whether he looks to transition into some sort of aggression in the second age. But now, taking a look at Fitzbro, looks like he's going to be doing a 1 mosque opening, so no second mosque opening for him here. But we will keep track of what he gets up to. He's got 1 scout. He's actually open with 2 scouts, which is kind of weird for Delhi, especially not against the Rus. If he was against Rus, I would 100% understand it, but it's very curious to see on this map. Fitzbro, he's going to be able to pick up that little sheep now. So, going to be opening up with Sanctity, which is pretty much the stock standard opening here for anybody unfamiliar with the deli and what bonuses they've got. So they're actually able to capture these sacred sites in the first or the second age if they research this technology. And not only that, it actually increases the amount of gold that they get. So you can see it right there on the tooltip. Allows scholars to capture sacred sites before the castle age, and they also generate 100% more gold. So that's also known as double the gold. So very, very nice for Fitz. So we'll take a look at Fitz's perspective and see what he's managed to bring together so far. We've got 2 sheep following the first scout, 3 sheep following the second one. Fitzbro, you got to be careful. Don't deliver the sheep, not to your enemy, not like this. The villagers managing to get inside the town center. It looks like Fitz has done a little bit of a delivery to his opponent, and I don't think that scout's going to be getting away. Fitzbro with the sheep delivery. You hate to see it. You really do. But there is a card up towards the north of the base, so Fitz is at least going to be able to try and split these. Oh, Fitz actually going to be taking back the sheep delivery. You see now his sheep or his scouts coming in at light speed, going to be picking these up and say, hey, wait, okay, I was wondering what the heck just happened there. Khan towards the north of the base, going to continue being a little bit annoying, but everything looks all good, and Fitz going to be very happy that he's got that second scout out and going to be able to pick up those sheep, I imagine. Now, towards his base, still going to be researching Sanctity. Nothing really changes at this point. No real aggression. I take it back. A barracks going to be going down, and that's going to be marking the aggression. So typically, we don't see barracks too often for the delis unless they go double mosque. So with that, barracks does indicate that he's going to be looking to get some potential spears out nice and early. Look at potentially walling up the sacred sites. Obviously, there is sacred sites all over this map, so he's going to be super duper happy with that. But we'll take a look over at what his opponent's got. We've actually got double scouts coming out this early as well. So we've got the first scout that is out, and we've got the Khan, but now a second, or a lot of double scouts is going to be out and about here for Grit Bear. So he's going to be pretty happy with himself. No age up in queue just yet. 4 villagers in queue, though. Can afford to make early horsemen. We'll see what he decides to do. Typically, players on this map will opt to go for the professional scouts. Professional scouts is a very strong technology on this map in particular, and that's just typically because there's not a lot of access to those food resources. Obviously, you've got pretty much what is considered the standard in that you've got the double berries that are close, and then you've got the third berries a little bit further away from your base. But just having the stealth forest here kind of makes it a little bit more dangerous to go for these sorts of things. So going for those professional scouts does make a lot of sense on maps like this, just because of the close proximity to the stealth forests. Fitzbro now going to be putting up an outpost on his gold here, so really appreciating that this is a defensive game. He's up against the Mongols, and going to be going for this outpost nice and early. Now, obviously, he's scouted out his enemy. I'm not sure whether he spotted that stable. I don't think he did spot out a stable when it was initially going down. But now Fitzbro going to be moving out across the map. Do we have Sanctity in just yet? We do have Sanctity in. So efficient production is now going to be coming in. Fitzbro chasing away one of those scouts with his spears. Does lose line of sight. Now going to be moving out towards the corners of the map and probably feeling pretty good about this right now. We are at 5 minutes. First sacred site is going to be ticking over. You can see he's got plenty of gold in the bank at this point, Fitzbro does, and a lot of villages under the town center, 13 villages. This is quite an extended age 1. I think you probably got to ask the question at this point is there a better way, or is there a more optimal way? If you're staying in age 1 for this long, could you be doing it differently? And I think you probably could. I think this is where the double mosque opening really comes in, because it essentially means that you're able to take 2 sacred sites at the same time and have them both capped by about that 5-minute mark. So very, very nice early timing. And now we're going to see the Khan come in just a little bit too late there. He probably could have run him around in a few circles for a bit. Village is going to be coming out now and looking to drop down an outpost on this sacred site and secure it up, so that this Khan isn't going to be able to potentially come in and do any damage. We'll take a look over at Grit Bear's perspective and see what he's got going up. Deerstone's going to be the primary landmark that he goes up with, so making a lot of sense there. And doing his best now, Grit Bear, to just continue harassing these spears. We see how much damage is doing to them. It's not a lot. He's barely scratching these spears as he manages to run away. I think, yeah, it's 2 damage. It's not a lot. But now, going to continue scouting out the base of Fitzbro. Now, interestingly, Fitzbro has dropped down an outpost on this gold mine, despite not really actually needing gold, because obviously he's going to be taking the sacred sites up here towards the north. We see Fitzbro moving up there, is coming up with spears. We see that there are villagers coming up as well. And of course, we've got that scholar that is coming across now as well. Grit Bear reaching the feudal age and going to be looking to transition into probably a fair bit of aggression. I would expect that we see an archery range getting dropped down. Indeed we do. Archery range and a blacksmith going to get dropped down straight away. And Fitzbro going to be looking to take that sacred site. Villagers now doing their best. You can see that this Khan is an upgraded Khan. It's got the 4 bow attack now, not just the 2 that it had initially. So trying to snipe out those villagers, and you can just see it running away. It's so annoying, so frustrating to deal with this sort of thing. Grit Bear really doing a great job just annoying his enemy. Scouts now going to be coming out, and Fitzbro actually moving in towards the base of his enemy. Just a handful of spears, just 5 spears, but looking to do some damage here. Now keep in mind there's double archery production, or double archer production here. Fitzbro going to be looking to secure up this sacred site towards the north. Manages to get it. Going to be able to put those spears inside it. So I'm curious to know whether he left any spears in this tower in the middle. He did not. So now he's going to continue sieging, and it looks like he's probably going to have to fall back from this position. Otherwise, he will lose all of these spears. And we see these archers do have the Yam network, so they probably should be able to catch the majority of these spears. You can see that they outmaneuver them quite significantly. And Fitz now running in at light speed with his scout, saying, I don't really know what he's saying actually with that scout. He just says, I think he just says, fuck you in particular. And that archery range stands strong, stands firm. Do we have professional scouts coming in just yet? It doesn't look like we do. Professional scouts, there it is. It's quite expensive. So not going to be coming in. And now a significant mass beginning to build for Grit Bear. I would also expect that we would have siege engineering coming through. It is coming through right now. So that is improved siege engineering that's coming through. Then he's getting +1 attack after that. He's also getting +1 defense as well. So he is really on the ball when it comes to these upgrades. So already having the siege engineering is quite significant. It's going to mean that he's very easily able to neutralize this outpost on the sacred site. Fitzbro now reaching the 2nd age as well. We'll go tune in with him and see exactly what he's up to. Going up with the Dome of the Faith. No real surprise there, and already look at the gold that he's beginning to stack up. Now, he's only got 2 of those sacred sites, and it's going to be some time before his enemy gets over there. So Fitzbro definitely going for what appears to be a fast castle, at least at this stage. But one thing to note, obviously he's got a front gold mine, and these are not long for the world, okay, the sacred sites. This is what's important to remember. He needs to think about these sacred sites as a temporary bonus, because they are, you know, they are permanent, sure, but your enemy is going to look to take them from you and will look to deny them, will undoubtedly come through, take down this outpost. They'll look up towards this part of the map and use their early aggression. Obviously, there's a window here for them as well, because the most common outcome, or the most common strategy that we do see these players going for, is a little bit of earlier age 1 aggression on the sacred sites, and then moving towards that all-important age 3. Once you get up to the 3rd age, getting out those men-at-arms, getting those important upgrades in, like Honed Blade from the House of Learning. These are really, really good upgrades. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do spot Grit Bear looking to exploit that little window. And now, speaking of window that's going to get exploited, the battering ram going to be coming out. Just a handful of archers here, 10 archers, going to be doing their best to get that up. He's got 12 archers in total, and a few horsemen now going to be coming out as well. And you can see he's rallying up here towards the north and doing a great job, actually. Going to be picking up this scholar that was trying its best to sneakily capture this sacred site. But Grit Bear says, hey, that's my sacred site. You're not taking that. Now we've got the battering ram that begins to roll in, and there's not going to be a lot to really contest this. You see the outpost trying to fire off on the units, but once the battering ram gets in there nice and close, it's going to be very easy for them to take this sacred site. 5 units inside here. We do know that they are 5 spearmen as well, and they're just not going to be having too much of a good time. And we see that raid bounty coming in now for our Mongol player. A couple of spearmen try and get away. Looks like 3 will manage to make it away. That one trying to get focused down there by the Khan. Needs to use that speed boost to get all of these units in there super duper close, but not going to be successful. Sacred site going to get neutralized. He's got to be careful. All right, there we go. Sacred site is lost for Fitzbro. So down to 200 gold a minute trickle from this bad boy over here. And Fitzbro is now up to the next age. So going to be going up with the House of Learning. No real surprises there. And we do have the barracks coming up. So going for a quadruple barracks. He does have this one on the front line. Now keep in mind, in addition to that, he's also got, you can see this little number here. This is efficient production. And now Fitzbro in a little bit of trouble. We talked about that window earlier. It's 10 minutes 50 right now. And Fitzbro's only about halfway up. So there is definitely a window. You can see he's got plenty of resources in the bank though. So he's going to be able to get men-at-arms out. The main issue is that if he brings up, if his enemy looks to bring up these deer stones and place them right here, he can be super duper annoying with them because you can combine that bonus with the maneuver arrow, and then basically you can just outrun anything in this game. It is absolutely ludicrous. Now, Gritbear going to look to try and punish Fitzbro a little bit here. I do like him going after this gold mine. Keep in mind that Fitzbro does obviously have this single sacred site to the north, but made a huge mistake here. No spears on this sacred site, and going to be losing this sacred site because of that. Just a single spear inside this outpost would have held this for Fitzbro. So really a significant oversight from him. Fitzbro under attack in multiple areas right now. And going to be losing out some villagers here to horsemen as well. And Fitzbro under a lot of pressure, so it's understandable that this would be the way he would feel. We see those men-at-arms coming out right now. He does have the Own Blade coming in through the House of Learning as well. But the real question is he going to be able to hold on in this position? We've got the Scholar that is coming out here. It looks like it might actually go down. So 75 gold there going down as well. And plenty of horsemen coming out for his opponent now. Doesn't have any of the blacksmith upgrades in. Getting the blacksmith now though, but his opponent going to be able to seal up all 3 of these sacred sites, and he's going to be super duper happy with the way that he's performing. We do see that Yam Aura on the archers, so there was an outpost that was built on the front line instead, and now we see that movement speed arrow coming off as well, or rather attack speed arrow, and look at them firing upon those all-important men-at-arms there. You can see they do have the +1 damage and +1 defense as well, so they're going to be very, very happy. But now the Khan is going to try its best to scoot and shoot all the way back, and the men-at-arms doing the right thing. This is what Fitzbro needs to do. So he needs to wait, and he needs to actually get the charge ability for these to actually try and contest this. That's going to be his best bet. So Fitzbro almost wasting his military a little bit here. Fitzbro, you got to wake yourself up, son. You're looking to siege down a battering ram. Has a lot of HP on that. He's going to run you around in circles, and Fitzbro does realize he does fall back. So where does Fitzbro go from here? He needs to add a second. This needed to be a second blacksmith. That's what he really needed here. He's actually going to be adding a second mosque. So we'll take a look at what he's getting. So he is getting that forced march ability, and that is definitely the correct choice. He also needs to look to get this +1 iron undermesh, and then look to get +2 iron undermesh as well. Now keep in mind, he's also going to be wanting to get those +1 attack upgrades as well. It's going to stack very well with honed blades. We see it right here. Now, has he connected this network all the way out? Let's have a look. It doesn't look like he's got the network connected all the way to his House of the Learning. So this is going to be coming in super duper slow. Keep in mind, he does have 6 scholars currently garrisoned, which would mean that that's probably reduced down by about half the rate of a normal... Oh, he's got quite a few upgrades in here. Fitzbro, what are you doing? All right, there we go, there we go. Fitzbro doing the right thing. I don't think he's got any more mining camps out at the moment, but he could probably extend out this network just a little bit. If he just puts another lumber camp here, that would sufficiently extend that all the way out over to this House of Learning, and then speed that up a little bit. He's going to be able to spot his enemies' presence here on this sacred site as well. Very interesting that you can actually retain line of sight through the sacred sites. This is a graphical bug. At least I think he should have line of sight of these sacred sites. Actually, you know what? The way I think it's meant to work is that you only have line of sight of the sacred site if your enemy has actually captured it. Then, otherwise, you just don't know. So maybe this is just a graphical error or a replay error, that sort of thing. Fitz now going to be moving forward with a single men-at-arms and saying, hey, Harden can't, calm down. Plenty of archers here, and Fitz really trying his best to hold on. Now, keep in mind, his enemy is in age 2, and he is really just sticking to a lot of units. But just as I say that, we see he's reached the next age. Do we have? Yes, we do. The Step Redoubt coming in. The step redoubt, for anybody unfamiliar with it, acts as a giant gur for the Mongols. So, what is a gur? A gur is this bad boy. It's an economic building. So they don't need a mining camp, they don't need a mill, they don't need a lumber camp. They just move this gur around and they can drop off all their resources there. It's the exact same as the step redoubt. The only difference is not only is the step redoubt absolutely huge, any of the gold that you drop there, it's going to get increased by 50%. So that means that if you drop 10 gold off, it's now 15 gold. You drop 100 gold off, it's now 150 gold. So those 11 villages that you've got down here, well, it's at the moment it's 11. It's about to be a lot less because Fitzbro is coming in and he looks pretty angry. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Fitzbro, so this 11 villages would really be something like about 16.1 or 16.2 villages, something like that. 16.5 actually, I think it would be. So now going to be going down. Obviously now it would be absolutely 0 because 0 times 50 or 0 times 150% is still 0, unfortunately. Crossbow is going to be coming out for Grit Bear here, and this is exactly what he needs against this composition rather. So in this position, I would be going for double crossbow production, which is what he's doing, and be going for lances. And then from there, you'd be building your using your crossbows to build more spriggles. So that would be the composition that you would go for. A very rounded composition, especially against these men-at-arms comps, which is what your enemy is going to be going. And against Delhi, you want to avoid going for mass spriggles. And now we see that Delhi charge away into the distance. Look how fast he's going. It looks like Fitz is actually going to be able to outrun the cavalry. Look at them go. Jeez Louise, they go quick, don't they? So Fitz going to be able to outrun his enemy cavalry and do his best to try and get back towards his main base. But a villager down here going for a run and running into 3 wolves. But look how fast this villager is going. 1.5. How is it even moving that fast? Speaking of fast movement, look at all these units. This is like the battle of the quick right now. Is that scholar going to get away? I think that scholar might get away. No, he does go down right as the men-at-arms try and repel him. But Fitzbro now actually going to be taking out multiple sacred sites. So neutralizing this one up to the east of the map. Grit Bear does. And Fitzbro now going to be fighting out. Does he have any of those upgrades? He does have the +1 ranged armor upgrade. So very nice. But this sacred site actually going to be taken by Fitzbro. And an outpost gets placed here for Grit Bear. So Grit Bear having significant control of the map right now. Looking very good, but these are in a curious position. Ideally, he needs to look to move towards his enemy's base. He's got a significant advantage at this point. You can see the score difference right now. 3k to 2300. It is not looking pretty for Fitzbro. Fitzbro heading up towards the north of or the west rather, of the map and looking to siege that down. And you can see the way that it attracts Grit Bear in his natural habitat. Grit Bear's just like, ooh. He does that, like, he's that Unga Bunga meme. He's like, Unga Bunga, me under attack, me must kill. And then, like, he sends his entire army over there. Fitzbro's got to be careful. This relic. Oh, no, no, Fitz. Does he realize? Oh, my. I don't think his enemy mustn't have realized. So now, going to be taking this one out. Managing, Wolf getting in on the action as well. He's going to be trying to siege this down. I think it will go down just through the flames and the fire. But now these veteran horsemen as well as these lancers. Are there any lancers in here, actually? I thought these were lancers. They look like lancers, but they are not. They're just veteran horsemen. They're going to be able to clean that up nonetheless. Horticulture going to be coming in now for Fitzbro. He's feeling pretty good about himself. Now, this is very nice. I like this from Fitz. So, what options does Fitz have right now? His gold is at the front. Now, we've talked about this before. He has been under siege towards this front. He's tried to grab this. There's still 3.7 gold on this. Okay, when it comes to gold, now he does have this very nice safe gold. I don't understand why he just didn't go for this. Did he miss that? Maybe he missed that, but he's got double front gold, and look, it's never fun having double front gold against Mongols, especially if you need gold. He's also got this back gold up here, which is, you could probably put a wall up right here and just be very happy with that. But he's gone instead for a castle down here. Now, keep in mind, this is obviously all free to upgrade here. So he's got Village Fortress, which is incredibly strong. If you can get this one in, oh my lord, that is like, that is so strong. You know what? I would love to see a Delhi strategy where they stay one town center and they just go for this technology here, Village Fortresses, and they just make a whole bunch of keeps and they only have that one town center from the beginning of the game. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to try for that. I reckon that's like got a legitimate chance to be freaking insane. Just because of how strong boiling oil is, and like you combine that with everything else that Delhi gets, like obviously they're a very good late game civilization. I think there's potential there. Be on the lookout, guys. You will see it soon. The Village Fortress Fast Castle. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You guys wait for it. All right, we'll take a look at Grit Bear, see what he's doing. So moving up all of his production towards his next Uvu. So there was an Uvu that was once here. Obviously, that went depleted. And so now the Uvu is looking to subsequently influence the immediate vicinity of buildings it's got around it. So we've got the first Lancers that are coming out of this building now, just beginning to slowly make their stand on the world. And the archery range, which continues to make crossbows. So how many crossbows is he up to? Because at this point, Fitzbro could almost potentially go into mass mangonel. Mass mangonel would be here. Now, when I say mass mangonel, it doesn't mean like 26 mangonels like at the back of Ram Ranch, that sort of thing. I'm just talking about 3. That's all you need. 3 mangonels is going to one-shot all of these archers here. And like, there's a fair bit here. We're talking about at least 26 infantry units. So that's starting to get towards those numbers. But the thing to note is that there are a lot of Springalds in here. Fitzbro now going to be trying his best to deal with his enemies' threat. Let's see exactly what he's got. He doesn't have much, I'll be honest with you guys. A significant score lead for Grit Bear at this point. And I think the question is there any way that Fitzbro can actually turn this game around? Because watching this as his opponent comes in now, like Grit Bear, he's going to continue battering down the hatches at his opponent's base. We see that Scholar managing to make it out. A couple of Springalds in the back. And for Fitzbro, it really just begs the question, you know, what is it that can really be done here? We'll take a look from Fitzbro's perspective. He's got just a handful of horsemen at this point. A few men-at-arms are down there, and that really seems about it. He does have, you know, a fair amount of reinforcements that he could potentially bring in here, but he's losing the majority of his base at the front here. He's about to, you know, his enemy is about to swap over to another bounty. There they are coming out. And keep in mind, each of these farms also provide a bounty as well, so he could be going after that. And now it looks like a scholar might be... What is that? Is there like... Oh, there's 3 scholars on top of each other. They're all just going down. That is very unfortunate to see. But now the push continuing on the base of Fitzbro. Another battering ram going to be coming out now. So Grit Bear with the 3 battering rams looking to take this town center down. And the Springalds begin moving up. There's 6 Springalds here. This is a decent amount of Springalds. We see Fitz's army over here just towards the north of the screen, so we will watch it as it does come in eventually, because I don't think Fitzbro is just going to let this die unless this is a strategy that we're yet to see or hear exactly how it works. But now Fitzbro in a little bit of a difficult spot. Enemy up 1100 score. Fitz, you got to wake up, Fitzbro. Okay, we see Fitzbro moving in now. You see all the horsemen beginning to run in. He's got plenty of torches here, and at the same time, we've got a triple. Is that a triple? Look how many relics there are. Fitzbro going for the triple WOLOLO right now. I don't think his opponents realized he's looking to try and get outside the circle, but Fitzbro captures everything. Oh my lord, it was absolutely massive. Fitzbro with the huge WOLOLO. Going to be able to clean up his opponent down here towards the south. All of the base is going to get cleaned up as well. Fitzbro has done an amazing job with this. I can't believe he did that. He's also got mangonels out in the back as well. So going to be able to completely clean this one up. We'll take a look right now what the population difference is. Grit Bear sitting on 82 and 12. And his opponent, Fitzbro, right now, sitting on 53 and 70. Oh my lord, if I have ever seen a military lead to blow, that is got to be it. That is absolute insanity. And now the final Lance are going to be going down for Grit Bear, and he is in a difficult spot. Fitzbro is probably just going to A-move straight down the middle right now, and I don't think there's anything that his opponent can really do to stop him at this point. This is absolutely ridiculous. A triple WOLOLO. Oh my lord, he's still got them out. Like, are you going to just deliver them back to the mosque, Fitzbro? Is that probably the best thing to do, you know? Yeah, he's going to just get that gold income back rolling. Now Fitzbro just going to slowly begin stampeding across the map. You see the scores are actually pretty even at this point. So what's Grit Bear got behind this? Is he going to be able to hold on? We'll take a look at Grit Bear. He is still training units, but you can see he just doesn't have enough production. Look at all the economic possibilities that he has actually got double TC behind this. So he is doing really well on his economy, but he is trying to now to drop down 5 stables in a little bit of a, you know, a panic, I guess you could say. And now Fitzbro going to continue using the rams of his opponent against him. Actually, no, he didn't capture any rams. He's only just captured, I think it was a whole bunch of horsemen and a whole bunch of crossbows there. So going to be able, so I don't think you can capture siege. So I take that one back. I recall this statement immediately. Fitzbro going to be able to use the units of his opponent against him. But now look at the archery rangers just running away at light speed. This one's probably going to go down. Look at all these villages up here next to the step redoubt. 4,000 gold coming out of that bad boy, and keep in mind that is plus 50% as well. So now Fitz now going to be trying his best to overwhelm his opponent as the mangonels roll in and begin to see, no, Fitz, bro, you need to be hitting the enemy units. The Khan rises. A new Khan has risen. Needs to be coming towards the front line. And Fitzbro now trying his best. He's going to overwhelm his opponent. The mangonel shots gets down in on the back line. All of the horsemen are getting in there. And I don't think there's any possible way that Grit Bear holds this. He looks like he is completely overwhelmed. The men-at-arms as well are in there. They're going to be able to tank. Even if somehow all these horsemen died, those men-at-arms would still be there. And I think Fitzbro has got this. I don't think there's any way. And Grit Bear surrendered. Good game gets called. Fitzbro, with one of the greatest WOLOLOs I have ever seen, manages to clinch the match. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, check out Fitzbro. I'll leave a link in the comments below as well as in the description. So make sure you go check it out and I will catch you guys in the next one.